Okay. Hello, everybody. This is a great film. I love this, first of all.
Thank
Let's
you.
talk about your characters. We've got to start women first. All right, Jess, go ahead. Take care of it.
Ladies first. Yeah, look, I mean, the journey of this film has been almost a 10-year journey. I received the script first in 2016, I think. The script written by Avram Noble Ludwig, my co-writer, who in 2018 called me and let me know that he had been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and he went through treatment for about 6 months and um, sadly lost that fight. It was sort of one of these moments where O'Day and I, Avram, as one of O'Day's very best friends, really looked at each other and said, "We have an opportunity here with this last script that Avram wrote to continue to work on it and to make it happen." And so, that was the journey starting in 2019 of, I think 2019 through 2022. We ended up getting to shoot the film in 2022. And what really drew me to the project initially was Katie. I was working exclusively as an actress at that point, and I just found that this character was who had been, written by a man and to be directed by a man was like one of the most feminist characters that I had come across. She was so fierce and so ambitious and so willing to fight for her love, not from this place of like pining for somebody as a damsel in distress, but really fighting for her love from a place of agency. And I feel that in myself. Love is one of the most important parts of my life. I am willing to, to really throw down for the people that I love. And I also am terribly ambitious. And so I really saw myself in this character and um the way in which she shows up for the people that she loves, and in this case for Ali in a moment of crisis, even when she doesn't have all of the information. And so I mean, I think she changed me in a major way. And that's always kind of the most beautiful thing. Like, I've got part of my DNA will be Katie forever.
Or the funny thing about this, actually not funny, is I've helped a lot of my friends go through this, whether it was in the 90s, I'm coming up from Australia or England. And when I was talking to Adam about this, I'm like, this is so timely. It doesn't matter when it happens because the same thing is happening. Talk about why this film is so prominent and it needs to be seen by a lot of people.
I think because the nature of of the American experience, which is based on the immigration, um, as the foundation, the immigrants as a foundation to build this country and to refresh the country always. And the human experience is the same. Sometimes it's different. It's because of certain backgrounds. If it's violence background, or you come from a violent society or a violent circumstances, or sometimes comes from like a little bit quieter and peaceful. But in the end, it's the same as you said, coming from England or from Palestine or from Baghdad. And I think that we just need to keep telling this kind of stories to document this, and also to show the teeny tiny little differences between certain human experience to the other. My experience as an Iraqi, it's as much as similar to any other immigrant's experience coming to the U.S. Still, there's a certain differences that we can talk about, and by talking about all of them, that we can have a much approach and a more a bigger understanding for the crisis of the relationship between the American society and the immigrants in general.
Yes, your character plays a hard role because you're doing everything to make sure that your partner is welcomed into this country, everything that's going to go well. You got your appointment coming up, make sure you don't miss it. And at the same time, there shouldn't be any secrets. And it's hard to balance that from the other culture overseas to the American culture, isn't it?
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I think, one of the real bases for this film is my process also, honestly, of getting to know O'Day. And then, when Adam came into the picture, getting to know Adam and really sort of seeing like, here are these things that fundamentally are the same between us as artists. We have that, we like as people who care about each other. Um, but that are also things which are, I mean, it's this question of like privacy versus secrecy too, that I think is a really dynamic one that I have with my husband, who was born and raised in North Carolina. Who hasn't gone through an immigration process, and we still have things about, where we come from or where we were raised or how we were raised that we don't really want to share with each other, that we do really want to share with each other. And in sort of the development of the film and of the character of Katie, the plot is really happening to Ali. And so it was always this conversation that Oday and I were having around, how do we ensure that Katie's response is authentic to who she is as a character, and also uh, that we are sort of that we are mining the different ways in which where one comes from informs the assumptions that a person makes about another person. Never with malicious intent, solely because of whatever experiences have brought them to the moment that they're in. And so, it was really so much of a psychological kind of exercise, writing these characters. And of course, so grateful and so lucky to have O'Day, to kind of bounce some stuff off of. And he would, often say, like, that rings false. She wouldn't say that, or Ali wouldn't say that, or that's not how that works culturally, So I think the dynamic that O'Day and I had in developing this is such fertile soil for what we hope ended up being an authentic, piece of art here.
Just last question for you, followed by Oday. What would get the audience to come out to support this film, because it needs to be seen?
Thanks for saying that. It's funny. There are so many hard things about making an independent film. And we faced a lot of them on this one. I would say in this moment, with sort of attention deficit that so many Americans have, and I think, folks are so exhausted by the news and so scared, and it's so reasonable to want to like bury one's head in the sand and just kind of put one foot in front of the other and stay day by day. And I think, the thing that this film offers in this moment, if I can say it, is um it offers some hopefulness. At the end of the day, love wins. And I think if that is something that all of us can hold on to in this moment, where things feel very dark and very unstable and a little scary, that this is an opportunity to come together in a movie theater. Like, we can watch movies on our couches, but this is an opportunity. And the fact that we have a theatrical release is like such an amazing thing. I pinch myself every day. Being together in community, experiencing art together, that leaves you with a sense of like what is possible, and the hopefulness of what coming together across differences, as opposed to separating people because of them, what that can offer all of us, and the safety that can offer all of us is really, I think, my call to the theater for If You See Something.
And Oday, as you answer that same question, what would get the audience to come out to support this film, because they need to? Movies are made worldwide regardless, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah, um, I want you to first to come and see the movie. I want you to enjoy the art in it. I want you to leave the movie and you still trust the American human experience. And we, no matter what kind of challenges that we're going to have in this country and in this culture, we will we will survive it, and we will build always a better moment than the moment that we are in. Sometimes this looks hard, sometimes this looks impossible, but coming from immigrating from Iraq and finding this life that I'm having here, and the warmth that I'm getting here, it's helped me to say that no matter what the challenges that we are facing, that's in the end, this experience need to be win because we need it to win. And no matter what your news feed giving you,
Mm.
trust it less and come and trust our movie.
I love that. I want to thank you guys for coming on because it's not easy, and sorry about the noise. We're in the middle of moving an estate sale, so but it was
Oh,
so important to come down to the local Starbucks to help support this.
thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
That means
Appreciate it.
it means so much to us.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thank